Hi there, everybody. It's Heather Nunez-Olmsted from UMPI Center for Teaching and Learning, and welcome to your new YourPace course shell. I know that you're ready to either build or migrate, and I want to walk you through what you will find when you go in to start your building and course development work. So the UMPI YourPace program has a specific course home landing page that you will see. This will say, the banner here will say your name. You'll also see that there's a welcome to the competency widget, and it has the YourPace branding, and you'll also see your course name here as well. There's a space for an updated syllabus and final assessment guide link, which you can easily update by clicking the contextual menu and going to edit this widget. As I scroll down, we can see that there's an announcement on the right-hand side that can be edited. And you can include the overview content and welcome to the course. You can list any of the essential tools, and you need to list your learning outcomes for this course. Now you'll see that this is written in green, and so is the preview syllabus and final assessment. Wherever you see this green text throughout this master shell, that is a signal to you to update with your own dark or black text. I can see on the left-hand side, I have the course modules. There's only a few right now, which include click here to get started, a final assessment, and just a sample outcome module that's not visible to students right now. And then we also have access for everybody to connect to their Google Apps. Let's move on over to the content area. So when you or students are first going into a content area in a course, regardless of where they get to it from, they'll first be linked into the syllabus page. Within the syllabus page, we post the competency statement for your competency, as well as an personal intro to yourself if you want, provide any office hours, and make sure that you attach your syllabus for the course. So every course master is going to have the availability of the most recent YourPace syllabus. You can download that if you need to update it. And you can at any time switch out an old syllabus for a revised one using the little down arrow and changing the attachment. You can see we also have a bookmark feature here, which is handy as you're course building. You can bookmark pages that you're in the process of working on, leave and go back to them later. As we go into the table of contents, I just want to scroll down and look at the structure really quickly. So I can see here that I have 3 modules, the modules that I saw on the home page. Here's the click here to get started. Here is that sample outcome level module, and here is that final assessment. So I'm just going to scroll down right now just to get an overview. So here is the click here to get started module. I can actually see that this has a couple of sub-modules in it. There's a helpful program resource module where you can post important things like program learning outcomes or other shared program documentation. If you aren't going to use this, you can actually go and just delete this. An important resource module in this is the Educational Technology Help. Within this, there's Brightspace tech tutorials, and there's also a link to the e-learning hub for students for technical support, but you can also post direct links to other programs like Kaltura or Excel or anything else that students use to be successful in this competency. We have one more sub-module, and that's Career Ready Resources. Every one of these sub-modules will come with it loaded the YourPace Career Readiness training module that students can access at any time whenever they want or need it. In addition, if you have specific career ready connections that are connected to this specific competency, you can link those there as well. So now I'm going down to my outcome module. I can see this is not visible to students because there's the icon with the eye through it, or the line with the through the eye icon rather. So here I have a module title. You'll notice a specific difference for those of you that are migrating content. We no longer need to have the module title as the learning outcome because we're going to list the learning outcome right underneath it. Why do we want to make this shift? Well, it's easier if we call the module title something descriptive that students can go back and really easily find. Many of our learning outcomes are really long, so creating a shorter, more concise title is good for memory, for students to be able to compartmentalize where the information goes in relation to the outcome. And there's also going to be the tagging of outcomes elsewhere in the competency along the assessments as well. If you have any questions about that, you can go ahead and give Center for Teaching and Learning a call. I can see my learning outcomes are ready right here within this module. I have a sub-module. This is going to be a topic or concept, intro. If you have specific learning objectives for that, you can go ahead and post them there. Every module that has a milestone or an adaptive quiz or a formative quiz will also have this knowledge check sub-module in it as well. You'll also see your final assessment, and the final assessment module has a readiness affirmation, and in addition you might need to post here direct links to a draft submission for a final project or the final project. So let's take a quick look. Let's just go on down the line and see what else we can see in this master that you can expect. In the assessments section, you can access the gradebook. Remember, we only have one graded element, and that is the final assessment. I don't have any students yet, so I have nobody in here, but I can see that when I go to the grade schemes, for those familiar with Brightspace, we have a custom grade scheme that is set at the YourPace proficiency scale, because we grade on the 1 through 4 scale. When we go into the assignments, we can see that we have final submissions and milestone assignments. What you'll want to do is you can go ahead and make a copy of each milestone assignment that you have to match if you're migrating with milestone assessments. You will also copy the final assessment template up to twice. Once for the final, that's going to have the grade column attached, and one is for a potential draft without a grade column, if you choose to allow students to have a draft. Now, these are all set up to have the Turnitin, plagiarism checker all set up, and for document submissions. You'll see that there is a link here to Faculty Lounge. This is the discussion area. You can turn this off, and we'll show you how to do that in another video if you don't want to use it, but this is a nice space to be able to ask a question about the course forum if you choose. You can see that these are actually hidden right now and not available to students by default. In the quiz section, you'll see that there's a readiness affirmation quiz. That is the quiz that we saw in our final assessment module. And we have a quiz template to copy. Now, the only reason that we have a quiz to copy is because the default student views for being able to see feedback are all set up in this template copy. So you just copy it and the settings will follow and be set up that way. So you don't have to worry about students not being able to view their quiz results. And lastly, there is the rubrics. So we have a, a final assessment rubric, which is ready to fill. And we also have a milestone rubric template. You can very easily copy a template by clicking on the context menu and clicking copy, and then you can update it and attach those outcomes directly to the rubric. So go ahead and make a copy for every milestone that you have. That way each individual milestone can be tagged to its appropriate outcome. Now there's going to be more videos to come about these individual elements, but I hope that this was a welcome addition to getting up and running with transitioning the delivery of the YourPace CBE program to Brightspace. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to Center for Teaching and Learning. Until next time, happy building.